Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Neowsletter review. Today we have the month of June. Pride Month is here, and we have Neow playing with a prismatic shard. Very cute. So as normal, just going to read through, give some thoughts. Hopefully won't take too long. Of course, going to play the game at the end, the matching game. So make sure you stick around for that if you're interested in how dumb I am. And let's get started. Summer's here, and so is a new Neowsletter. We're out enjoying the sun during the day and killing the night during the night. That was a Night Rain reference. I don't get it, unfortunately. Anyways, it's true. We were not part of Summer Games Fest, sad face, but that's okay. As a small team, it's quite a bit of work to put together a trailer, do press stuff, and coordinate with event organizer folks, so we try to keep that stuff to a minimum. See, I vaguely heard about this, some speculation about them being at the Games Fest and possibly dropping, but not the case. I didn't expect that, though. So that's totally fine. However, these announcements are quite exciting. Mina the Holloword getting a release date is cool. No idea what that is. I only play Slay the Spire. Sorry, Indie Games fans. Okay, let's talk about a known but returning mechanic, events in Slay the Spire. Event rooms. Sometimes when you enter those question mark looking rooms on the map, you'll find yourself in an event. We've made them more dramatic by having the event image take up the whole screen, and some of the events will have cute animations, particles, and glowing effects too. So very cool, giving more immersion for the events. Not something that particularly matters that much to me, but I definitely love the sprinkles of love, stuff like that. Of course, makes it just a little bit cooler to play. And we also have a new event here. Perilous Prospects is here. As you make your way through the overgrowth, you come across a hidden cave obscured by vines and foliage. Intrigued, you venture inside and find yourself standing before a mysterious stone pedestal. Whispering voices echo out from the shadows, promising great power to any who can decipher the ancient script inscribed upon the pedestal. This sounds very similar to the Madness event. Perhaps Madness is gone now. And smashing for 25 health, no downside, seems pretty good. Like, you're happy to see that probably a lot of the time. An upgrade a random card, lose 3 max HP. That's unexciting if you have basics in your deck. So, I think this is just a free heal, and that seems pretty good. There's no way to skip, it seems. There's no just leave option. So, basically a nothing burger if you don't want to lose max health, upgrade a random card, and your full health. But that 25 health could matter quite a lot. And funny, this time around we're trying to avoid having any options where you simply do nothing and pass through. So cool. They're trying to eliminate that as an option entirely, which is interesting. I thought it was interesting to have the option to just leave for some of them, but that's fair enough. And we have the Slippery Bridge event. While crossing a rickety wooden bridge, there is a sudden torrent of rain. Massive gusts of wind buffet you, threatening to end your journey. You can either choose to overcome, to remove a chosen card from your deck, or hold on, lose 3 current health, and the card in the above option is randomized. So it appears that it is going to offer a random card in your deck to get removed, and you may choose to click that, or you may instead lose 3 health to change the card to a random card in your deck. I have to imagine that unless it's absolutely disastrous to lose the card in the first option, that you're always going to click it, because what if you lose your other really good card that isn't in that option randomly? That'd be a bummer, and you lose 3 health. That seems rather bad. This also reminds me a lot of the Falling event, where you have to choose an attack, skill, or power to remove from your deck. And it seems possibly like another replacement for that event, or maybe they can both exist. But also, I just want to say, it looks really cool. There's like the rain in the background, and the bridge looks cool and all of that, so very, very cool looking. I like that a lot. Then they say, but not all of these events are beneficial. The types of events vary between acts, what state you're in, and they don't all have positive choices for the player. Don't just seek the unknown. Sometimes it's better to take down enemies in order to strengthen your deck. This is just true, especially if the unfavorable events ascension modifier still exists in Slay the Spire 2. If you can take fights, it is often better to do so, because card reward screens are quite good, and gold is good, and potions are good. It's just that fights are dangerous, and that's why you would want to take some events, generally speaking. And obviously some events are insane and very good, but the chance of you getting a bad event makes it sometimes a bit sus. And we have what looks like some beta art here. War Historian Reapy or Reppy? I'm going to call him Reapy, it sounds better. A strange-looking academic hangs trapped in a cage that dangles precariously from the ceiling. Completely disregarding your approach, you hear him muttering about one-time use keys as he furiously writes notes into a large book. You also cannot help but notice a large shining chest nearby. And you may choose to free him and obtain History Course, or lose a Lantern Key and obtain 2 rare relics. So the fact that this is even a decision is wild, because what the heck is a History Course if it's comparable to 2 rare relics? My god. That History Course thing better be insane. I mean, 2 relics would be good, and rare relics are not strictly better than random relic necessarily, but it's very exciting, of course. It could be anything. So that is quite an event. If I'm assuming at some point in the run you have to find this key, the Lantern Key, probably from another event, and then you may come across this. Reminds me of the Golden Idol. If you happen to find the Golden Idol earlier in the run, then you may be offered this event, which allows you to use the key to unlock it, I imagine is how it works. And this event, my god, that's 2 rare relics, or whatever the other thing is. That's pretty good. So looking forward to clicking on this button. That seems very exciting. I wish I could click on it right now. There are 50 plus events in Slay the Spire 2 so far, and they're balanced to provide difficult decisions each time you enter them, just like before. We're always experimenting with what may or may not be interesting, so sometimes the artwork or writing is in a rough form for a good while. We hope to share this experimental process with you all once we hit early access. So yes, the decisions in events are quite interesting. It took me many hours to really get a feel for what to be clicking on. I'm pretty comfortable with the events now, but of course there's still some chance I'm misevaluating things. And the situation changes every run. Act 1 events tend to be the most clear-cut, I would say. Serpent is pretty much unclickable, unless you have like membership card or Omamori. And then a lot of them are just kind of what they are. But it can get very complicated, of course, no matter what. So I hope that they can expand upon that. Very exciting stuff. And we have the Q&A with CNA, of course. Fayley asks, do you plan to collab with Vampire Survivors? I'd love to hunt vampires with the Ironclad. Casey responds, I haven't played Vampire Survivors in a while, but this question reminds me, are there actually any vampires in the game? I've never played Vampire Survivors either, and this sounds to me like a dodge of the question. So not a no, but God, Casey is the master of dodging questions. Doesn't seem to be something you should be hopeful for if you're a Vampire Survivors enjoyer, I would say. Idol233 and a bunch of other people ask, are there plans to launch the sequel on the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 platform? Casey responds, if the console is popular and there's demand, we'll port. I want the game to be playable on a lot of different platforms. This is not a true confirmation, just my general philosophy. So very likely, of course, just like the first Switch. Almost like a why are we asking this question kind of question, I think. Not to be negative or anything, but of course, like if people want it, it's going to be there, right? They ported it to everything. It's even on mobile. I'm Ascension 20 on all 4 characters on my freaking phone, man. It's like, of course it's going to be there, I think. But probably not immediately. Soul asks, If there are going to be multiple options for starting decks for classes... Wait, this wording is wrong. Are there going to be multiple options for starting decks for classes, or is it just going to be strike and defenses again? They really did not edit this question at all. Sorry, Soul. Casey says there are no different starting decks, as players would just choose the best one, and they could lean too hard towards specific archetypes. Instead, we're messing about with more choices at the start of the run, i.e. with Neow, or the whale bonus, as it's known. So very cool. I'm excited to have some more interesting whale bonuses, personally. And Jacob Delaney asks, will Grand Finale return for the Silence? It was my favorite card in Slay the Spire, smiley face. Casey says we'll bring it back just for you, Jacob. And in fact, just above, in that screenshot of the event, someone was losing a Grand Finale to that event, so we do know it's in the game, in fact. So very cool. Grand Finale is very hard to make work, one of the more ambitious cards in the game. But when it does, it's obviously beautiful, and it seems that they're interested in bringing it back for round 2. Very cool. Ratman asks, will we see more stuff about or involving Mazaleth? He's by far the most interesting character in the lore to me. Casey simply responds yes. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is. I don't really know about lore stuff. Apologies for lore fans. Feel free to let me know in the comments who Mazaleth is and why he's interesting. Zach Ray 2K asks, Slay the Spire features some monsters inspired by real-world animals, like Jawworm and louses. Lice, by the way. Personally, I don't find them very cute, so I wonder if Slay the Spire 2 might introduce some cuter animal-based enemies. Casey says, first of all, I think the louse is cute, so you're hurting its fuzzy feelings. Either way, our art director Marlo is very adept at drawing cute things. It's actually a minor problem. If you don't find enough cute things in Slay the Spire 2, I would be shocked. Shocked, I tell you. So we're expecting some cuter monsters. I have to agree that I don't find the monsters in Slay the Spire 1 cute, generally speaking. The Darklings are actually very cute. Those things are cute. I agree that the lights are kind of cute. Other than that, they are very scary. So, very cute. And no Anthony answers today, it seems. And now we have something else. Q&A with Annalise and Bruce. Demi the CM here. If you're interested in hearing more about how the art of Slay the Spire came to be, check out More Games Please's interview with Slay the Spire 1's dedicated artists, Bruce Brenai, I hope I'm saying that right, Brenai, and Annalise Dorda, the latter of whom is also working on Slay the Spire 2 as seen in the event art above. So it sounds like Bruce, the OG artist in Slay the Spire 1, is not working on the second game, which is interesting. That being said, of course, I still have very high hopes for the art and whatnot. But if you're interested in the art stuff, definitely head to this in Steam or their website, Make a Crit, and check it out. Very cool stuff, of course. And that is sort of the big news. Then we have this stuff. I'm planning on going through this pretty quickly this time. Always having these monster reveals, which are cool, but also some art highlights, and I'll be going through those quickly. Spire spotting is here. It's time to spot some Spire Dwellers. First, a recap of last month's Shadow Monsters. We have this guy. This is the thing that we were supposed to guess what it looks like. And we have some artists. Our research has concluded, and we can now share the result of your hypotheses. So this defect meme is a huge thing. I don't know. I'm out of the loop here. But people love just drawing the defect as every monster. This actually made me laugh out loud when I first saw it. And yep. And then this is so cursed. Looks like Chuck E. Cheese. Charles E. Cheese in the flesh with some pizza tentacles. My god, this is the funniest thing I've seen on all of these so far. Congratulations if you made this. This is perfect, actually. Fun guy. And this apparently is the closest for accuracy right here, according to them. It seems to have this little eyeball thing where it's like a hole here, and then there's like an eyeball in the back of its head sort of thing. And then we got some art here. There's the Reddit icon. avatar thing. This looks like the Writhing Mass, so it could have just been Writhing Mass again. That's a good call. And some very cool art here, of course. And here is the actual monster. It has like a huge hole in its head. And a very cool looking guy. Can't wait to get beaten up by this guy. Help! I mean, help! This seaweedy ball of spite is constantly being referred to as a sea punk internally, but our taxonomists are prone to changing their minds after all. And this is the next monster here. People are going to be uploading art for this as well. Very cool looking. I can't wait to die to this. Whatever it is, I can tell it's going to beat the absolute stuff out of me, just by the way it looks. And we got Pride Month. Shout out to LGBT gang, of course. The 3rd annual Pride with Friends charity streaming event is happening on June 27th to 29th, hosted by Panacea on Twitch. There will be competitive seated runs, speedrunning, and casual Aspire with Friends co-op runs, all of which you can sign up to participate in for now. There will also be trivia and guest appearances from the dev team. All proceeds from donations will go towards the Trevor Project, so be sure to tune in and support a great cause. Check out more info, including the schedule and sign up form here. And shout out to this artist for the cute art, of course. And we got some more merch. I might literally buy this. This is very cute. I haven't bought any merch before though. Apparently it's ooh, pre-order campaign will only be live for a few more weeks before it's gone for good. Oh my god, I actually need to do this. Okay. You got me. Make a crit. I'll buy it. Fine. And we have the Spire connections here. Not looking yet, no spoilers. And community corner, some very cute art stuff, some follow art, some runner-ups for the art, it seems. And we have a 10-year-old artist, apparently. Which one is this? In order from left to right. Connor, Rat Mama, as well as Rowan. So bottom right is the 10-year-old, it seems. That's pretty incredible. Gotta say, well done to Rowan there. And of course, the other artists who are not 10 years old. Shout outs. Next month's theme is Neow at the beach. If you're an artist, make sure you get drawing Neow on the beach. And we've got cool defect art here. And a very cool tattoo sleeve here. And apparently there is a cool video about beating Slay the Spire with only the starter deck. That sounds ridiculously hard, so if you're interested in that, definitely check that out as well. And that just about does it, I would say. So now I'm going to do the game here and see how it goes. All right, this looks good. Flashbang, it's very bright. All right, so we got hand drill, fishin', bandages, rainbow, bullseye, go for the eyes, anger, thread and needle, hovering kite, indignation, dual wield, ninja scroll, chaos, endless agony, pride, champion belt. So in the past, there have been 2 game-related ones, and then 2 sort of meta ones where it's, you know, something related to something outside of the game. So I'm usually pretty good at the game mechanic ones and not very good at the meta ones. I'm good at one thing. So I'm noticing status stuff. Indignation applies vulnerable, go for the eyes applies weaken, champion belt applies weaken. Pride is actually the curse, I think, from the Endless event, which I've never done before. But it's like when you play an Endless run, it's like a really special curse or whatever. I noticed that there is Pride and Rainbow, and it is Pride Month. That might be a bit too obvious, though. So, Endless Agony. When you draw it, it makes a copy. Anger makes a copy of itself. Pride makes a copy of itself. Does anything else make a copy of itself? Ninja Scroll makes 3 copies of... So it might be something like this. Like that. And this could be my first guess. You get 4 guesses. That's pretty... Or you get 4 mistakes. 1 away, it says. Okay. Dual wield instead of anger, or instead of Ninja Scroll, probably. Maybe instead of pride. Oh man, it could be either. Okay, so anger, you have to play it. Pride, you don't have to play it. Endless Agony, you don't have to play it. Ninja Scroll, you don't have to play it. So maybe it's this then. Still one away. That means that these 3 are right then. Right? I don't know. I'm actually confused. I'm gonna look at other things now. The hand drill applies a status. Champion belt applies a status. What about when you discard stuff? I see hovering kite, I see bandages. That's pretty much it. There's a kite, there's a belt, there's a thread needle. There's a lot of like eyes, bullseye, and go for the eyes are next to each other. But I know that Ninja Scroll Pride Champions belt. Wait, maybe it was actually not Ninja Scroll and it was like ease. There we go. Cards that create copy of cards. Pride, Endless Agony, Anger, Dual Wield. I was dumb about the other one, it seems. Okay. Like, where's the Pride Month stuff, right? That's what I want to know. Chaos can make different colors. Rainbow can make different colors. Then there's... Oh, Pride is gone. Pride is just gone. So we have a belt. We have bandages. We have a drill. We have a scroll. Could these possibly go together? There's also a kite. Things made of something. Paper stuff. Fabric stuff. All of this stuff could be made of like some fabric. You know, something like this. There's still the status stuff though. Champion belt, go for the eyes, hand drill, indignation. Sound like they could be a thing, but I've already used 2 mistakes. And also bullseye technically applies a status, but I wouldn't really call it a status. I'm going to try this. Items that conditionally apply debuffs to enemies. And yeah, that's interesting. It's indignation only if you're in wrath, go for the eyes only if it's attacking you, champion belt only if you apply vulnerable, hand drill only if you break the block. So I hadn't really thought about that, but thank God I got there. And now we have the meta ones. So somehow these things go together in a way that doesn't make any sense to me. So we have a kite. We have bandages. So these things are in the sky, perhaps? Rainbow hovering kite. It's like stuff like that. Bullseye. What is Bullseye doing here, man? I need to stop thinking about gameplay stuff. This is all something weird. So bandages is definitely made of some sort of cloth material here, it looks like. Like, these sound... And then what? Fission, Rainbow, Bullseye, Chaos. Those are all defect cards. Literally all of them are defect cards. Like, is it that obvious? And how do these go together? The same way I said earlier? I'm gonna try this. Relics that can be unrolled. I have tripped and fell into this decision, it seems. And then 4 defect cards? Or is there something else going on here? Cards with art that features multiple orb types. AKA 4 defect cards. So I actually did it. First time I have successfully won this game. And boy, did I get it right for the wrong reasons. But a win is a win. So, hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, have a beautiful day.